Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour with Leigh and Sandra. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
And I'm Sandra Priestley, Feng Shui practitioner and coach for female entrepreneurs.
Well, I'm glad you guys joined us today. We've got lots to talk about. But first, what are you drinking today, Sandra?
Okay, I'm drinking Canadian again.
Yeah.
So today I am drinking like a salted caramel cream liqueur with coffee. And it's by Wayne Gretzky, number 99 Distillery.
Oh.
I know.
Now, are you drinking it over ice?
I am drinking it with coffee.
Uh-huh.
I should be drinking it over ice because I will be awake all night, but that's okay. But yeah, it is so tasty. It's like Bailey's, but I feel like it might be better than Bailey's even. I really, really like it. Yeah. Salted caramel cream liqueur. What are you drinking?
You're going to be so excited. So you inspired me last week, and Paul went out and found this bad boy on Friday. So it's the Empress 1908 gin.
All
Who
the way
knew
from
we
Canada.
had it in Cedar Park?
Wow.
We thought you were going to have to smuggle it in, but it was here waiting for me.
I thought I was going to have to wrap it up and disguise it.
I know,
but
right?
No, I didn't have to get it passed. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait till you try
I
it.
know.
I love
And
it.
got it in my little
Pretty.
cup. Let me sip. Refreshing.
It is. And it just has this hint of, I don't know, like a flowery kind of essence to it or something, right? Like it's just a bit more delicate, I find.
Delicate is a good word.
Yeah.
I've been dying since Friday to get into it. And I'm like, well, I can't just like randomly open it for no reason. And we're going camping this weekend. So I'm like, well, I'll take it camping. And then what I was going to have on our call, I wasn't able to get. They don't have it at all the liquor stores around here. And so I thought, you know what? Having my first drink with Sandra out of this bottle is fitting.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So you're going camping. Cool. It's 3 feet of snow here, but I hear you had an amazing week, an interesting week. So I want to know all about that.
It was a really, really good week on a whole lot of levels. Okay, so after our call last week, and we talked about going out into the world and giving people those little bits of information that just change the way they think about things. I thought about, like, how am I going to do that? I mean, I talk to people all day long. I'm a coach, right? And I give them nuggets. But I was like, I can't deliberately be like, I'm going to give you this magical information. It has to be, it has to come out organically. It can't be manufactured. So I'm like, how am I going to get into that place of allowing that kind of thing just to start rolling out? And not that it doesn't, but it's not deliberate usually. Like it just happens.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll pause that for a second and tell you, I had a new client that came to see me last week. And she came to see me because she got fired from her job. And it wasn't the first time. And she wanted to kind of figure out what was going on with her before she jumps in to the next thing. And it's interesting because I knew her in the role she got fired from. And she works for I'll say a friend, kind of an acquaintance of mine, in a very high-end store in the area. And I remember going in and meeting her thinking, this is interesting. She doesn't look like she's comfortable here. Couldn't really tell how she fit in. Like I would try to talk to her She couldn't tell me about any of their products or services that they offered. She got really nervous when I asked her questions. I knew she had been trained. And so in my head, I'm like, what is she afraid of? And this, this is back then when
Right.
all of this was happening. Well, she gets fired. She calls me. She comes to see me. When she walks in, I don't recognize her. She is made up. Her hair's done. She's dressed magnificently. She's got this confidence about her, not like someone who's just been fired, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, what's going on with you? Like, if I saw you at HEB right now, I wouldn't even notice you, or I wouldn't recognize you. I would have walked past you. If you weren't coming here to see me, I would have not connected you to the person that I met at the store. And she said, well, you don't have any expectation of me. And so I'm not really afraid of you. So she was fully who she was in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked, and I don't need to share all of her revelations because that's really about her. But what it did for me was make me stop and go, there are times in your life when you're around people who you feel are judging or don't approve of you or don't like you or fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't behave much differently than you saw this girl behave in that moment, as far as walling myself off, being afraid of their judgment. So I'm going to like white knuckle it, hold on, and don't say anything that's going to rock the boat.
Right.
And in the same way, I don't recognize myself in some of those moments. Now, that doesn't happen really at work. It's more in relationships. At work, I'm pretty confident in what I'm doing, and I'm on a different level with them as far as I'm in really a state of gratitude and love when I'm working with them because I can appreciate where they're coming from. But this girl gave me that you need to look inside at where you're behaving this way and what you can do to shift it. So now getting back to our conversation and me asking the question, I know I've got to get into authenticity and love to be able to give something to someone else that's valuable, but it brought it to a whole new level. And then I opened up my phone, and I should have had this ready to go, but I didn't. So I opened up Facebook, and I get this message. And now it is not a message to me from Don Miguel Ruiz. However, it felt like it because it was what I had been really meditating about and asking for, like, what do I need to do? And this was the message, and I'm sorry, I'm very slow. My children would laugh at me right now. Okay. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine how you would relate to the rest of the world if love was always moving through you.
Ah.
And goosebumps, and that's always my indication when I'm on the right path. When I get goosebumps, it's like, yes, it's like they're screaming, yes, 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 you're going the right way. And I had a beautiful moment. We had a wine pickup on Saturday at one of our favorite little wineries in Burnett, not too far from here. And there were a group of us there, and one of our friends is just got a new job or a promotion. She feels the imposter syndrome so bad. She doesn't know to call it that, but she's feeling it. So I think it was because I was in that place of just loving people that she felt easy and vulnerable to start talking about her fears. And it was interesting, the conversation that transpired, because it wasn't just me and her. It started off with me and her, and other people got involved. And then I realized that a lot of the people that we were with that day have kind of the same philosophy that Paul and I do about life. So that was amazing in itself. But just to watch our friend get love and support from a group of people when she's normally, I'm going to be strong, I'm not going to talk about this. But it was beautiful. And that's just kind of been my week, is just reminder after reminder of love.
Oh, that's amazing. I think, I've really been looking at imposter syndrome and playing small and where I've played small and why. And I really am trying to focus on authentic. I think when you are authentically yourself, it's magnetic. It's just, you have the confidence because you're yourself. When I started as a team lead for my previous job, I was really trying to be who I thought everyone wanted me to be, similar to your friend in the store. And it doesn't come off well. My team wasn't performing well. They were not happy. And I really, I took a step back and I sat and talked with every single one of them. And because I realized what I was doing was not working. And so I had to have a come to Jesus moment with myself and said, fuck it, I'm going to be who I am. Not who I should be or who everyone else thinks I should be. I'm not going to be the, very, the person who never makes mistakes and the person who never swears, because it wasn't me, and I can't rock someone else, as it turns out, and I think as soon as we can step into that, who we came here to be, it's magic.
It is magic. 100%. Yeah.
It's just amazing to see her transform, though, isn't it? You're from this person who looked completely different and so confident, and it's amazing.
And looking literally fearful. You could see fear in her eyes. And I felt bad for her when she was in that position, because I could see the fear. I had no idea that she would ever call me for coaching. But we all do that to some degree.
Totally.
And it diminishes who we are, and it diminishes what we create and what we contribute. And we don't do anybody any favors by holding ourselves back and not just walking in and going, this is who I am and this is how I operate. And if it doesn't fit here, that's fine. But me lying about who I am is not going to fit here either.
Exactly. Exactly. I just recently have been talking about this. I think it was in my free community. I can't remember. But I had this visualization when I was in a meditation one day, and it was I could see that every single person comes to this world with almost I visualize a gem, a jewel inside of themselves, and that's who they are placed on this earth to be, with the gifts and strengths that they have, who they are at the core. And then we tend to cloud that up with everyone else's comments and everyone else's beliefs and everyone else's judgments, and who are you to do that, and you can't do that, and you're not as good as me, or me, us just thinking we're not as good as someone else. That imposter syndrome kicks in, that comparisonitis kicks in, and it's this jewel over time starts to get cloudy and starts to get covered up, and it's I don't know. I think our life's mission is to uncover the jewel.
Yeah. Because, childhood sometimes hides the jewel.
Yeah, totally.
And if, as a parent, if you tell your kid you don't have a jewel, here's what you're supposed to do. Ignore your gut. it creates confusion, and it takes us maybe longer to find it.
Exactly.
And then sometimes it's like, maybe that's the way we find it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have our gifts and talents, and it's in there. But you're right. It's like cleaning it off, polishing it.
Polishing it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't it, I think it's Don Miguel Ruiz who says, you know, uh, when he talks about the beliefs, right? When he talks about in his book, The Four Agreements, when he talks about how we gather up beliefs, and it's like when we start out gathering up beliefs that our parents or that our caregivers give us, because we're literally relying on them to survive. And so we have really no option. This person is feeding us. We're going to believe whatever else they feed us verbally, right?
Well, and we wouldn't know not to.
Right. And then over time, we get to question those beliefs. I think it's just, I don't know, evolution and growth over a lifetime, as one of my mentors says, but it's like, over time, we just learn to polish that jewel off and redefine what we believe. And I think that's so beautiful, really. And it's super fun. I don't know, but I love coaching people through it. And what's
seeing
amazing,
the light bulb.
Yes, I call it a click moment. It's like when it all clicks, But what I often find too is like, I'm probably more excited than my clients are when that click moment happens. And it seems to be reciprocal. Like when they have these big aha moments, like Oprah calls them, I seem to have one myself. It's like
for sure.
I love that about coaching and just about authentic relationships, because when you can get to that layer of vulnerability, it's like, again, magic.
And we're all so much alike. And so your struggles might manifest differently than mine. But when I talk with clients about things, it always relates back to me on how I can do better and be better and where I'm selling myself short. Like it kind of mirrors things back to me. So it's almost a therapy session for me as well.
Totally. I know.
Because, you learn so much from them. Which is the coolest thing ever.
It really is.
But it does make a lot of work for us, though, on our end. One more thing I got to work on.
Well, and then sometimes you think you've worked through it, and then it comes back and it bites you in the ass again.
Yeah, in a different way, yes.
In a different way, just when you're not expecting it to.
So what is going on with you this week?
Oh man, you know what? I did a live video today on a meditation that I had done this morning. And I did not, sorry?
Did you post it?
I posted the video in my private group.
Okay.
So, but I started crying in this meditation and when I was telling the story again. And this comes back to like those things that cloud up your gym, right? So I was doing this meditation and I like to do this type, it's called sourcing meditation. So it's like a conversation with my higher self or spirit or source or God or whomever you believe. And so I was in this meditation and I kind of visualized this spirit, and it's like my higher self that I can speak to, right? Like, and so I asked who is this? Like, who is this spirit? And I heard, well, it's Patty. And Patty was my black lab retriever, like from when I was young. Like it was, I thought to myself, okay, that can't be. I mean, this is me speaking to my intuition or my guides, and I'm thinking, okay, this can't be. And it kept saying, it's Patty, it's Patty, it's Patty. And so, okay, I had this conversation and I said, what is it that I'm meant to learn? And so she said, that we're getting into the woo here, but so she said not to worry. And all of a sudden, I had this vision of this time when we were out snowmobiling, and she was an amazingly trained dog. And I had called her. I think it was me anyway. I was young. And so we had called her, and she wouldn't come. And eventually, because we'd asked her to, she ran across the road and she got hit. She broke her leg. She didn't die. And she ended up getting cancer, bone cancer. In I think it was in that same leg. And I realized that I was holding myself back from taking a risk because in my mind, I had wanted her to come with me. I told her to come with me, and then she got hurt. And it was like I couldn't see the consequences. And maybe I should have just played small. It was the wildest, most amazing conversation ever in this meditation that I'd had. And it was this idea of like, don't worry. And it's okay to take risks. And it's okay if you fail. And it's all going to work out. It's all happening. It's all happening for you. And it was just this like huge aha moment. I burst into tears while I was in this meditation. I burst into tears while I was telling the story this morning, but it was so, so pivotal for me. I can't even explain it. Yeah.
That is amazing. It gives me goosebumps.
Right? Like it was just unreal. So, but I mean, it's the same, it's the same thing. It's like how we hold ourselves back.
And that's like
beliefs that we pull.
Cloud on your gym.
Totally.
Because that is something that and things happen in life, right? We do stupid things. Not that was stupid, but you know, I can look back at my life and go, I mean, I did some stupid things, which has made me connect. Oh, don't do this and don't do, you know, always be this way. And instead of going, you made some bad choices because you thought you were a bad kid. Like, give yourself a break. Like, now you know better, do better, instead of holding on to all that. But, and it can be just things like that alter what we'll try and what we will strive to do, because there's that fear. Don't take risks. Don't do it.
Yeah. But you know, in the end, if we don't take risks, that's failure too.
Absolutely. And then what does the regret look like on the other side? You know, we talked last week about how we have the potential to live to be very old.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in our 90s.
We're going to, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
We'll be doing this podcast 40 years
for a long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine being in our 90s going, why didn't I ever try that? Why didn't I push to do this? Why was I so afraid of failure? Because failure isn't really failure. You learn something from everything that you do, and you suck at everything when you start.
Exactly.
You know, you suck for a while, and then you learn it, and then you get better. I mean, if you have a child that's played a musical instrument, you know this.
Yeah, it's true.
Or sports.
or sports, or whatever, right? Yeah. I know, I've been thinking a lot. I think, you know, middle age, you start to look at, whoa, I probably have less time ahead of me than I have behind me. And what do I want that old woman in the mirror to say? I don't want that person to say, I should have done that. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I try that podcast with Leigh? Why didn't I go for it? Why did I stay at a job that didn't light me up anymore? Why didn't I post more on social media? Why didn't I talk about the things that I love that maybe some people are going to judge me on, and maybe the rest of the people are going to think, fuck, that's cool. Really, like, I'm all about no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
And
how long did it take you to get there?
49 years.
But our kids are going to get there quicker.
They are. I'm so amazed at, like, the 20-somethings that I know, that I work with, that I'm friends with. I just think, wow, like, you are already taking risks that I wish that I'm just doing now. Mm-hmm. Like, what will they be like when they're 50? It's amazing to me. But
and watching our kids do that is cool. But I'm wondering now what watching our grandkids follow in their footsteps. Not that they're going to go down the same path, but they're going to have that same trusting in what they're going to do and creating their reality. And that's going to be even more like wow to watch.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Oh man, it'll be so cool. I can't wait.
Yeah, this week I was like, I'm going to be like Maria this week as I go out. Mm-hmm. Maria's my granddaughter. She's 2.5. Oh. She loves everybody. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't say that. Most people. There's a few people that she think but she doesn't know that everyone isn't her friend. She expects everyone to love her, and she's happy, and just goes through life believing everybody here loves me. And and so
but it's so true. Like, even you think about how creative they are. Like, you get a little kid in the kitchen and they're like, pancakes with Brussels sprouts, yum. Okay, maybe they wouldn't say that, but like, like, really creative, tries a lot of things, sings at the top of their lungs. No one wants to listen to sing.
Yeah, dances for no reason. Just
just fun, play, creative, happy. Oh. And
the kids
that's our joy.
Yeah, the kids don't say, oh, don't sing right now. They might be annoyed by it, or your voice sucks, or rein it in. I mean, they don't have that. They're just in touch with source.
Exactly.
Just full of love.
Yeah.
Except when they get cranky at nap time. But other than that.
But how awesome if we could go through our day taking risks, being ourselves, not giving one hell not stopping ourselves from being who we are in order to please some imaginary person.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I've held myself back so much in a lot of the woo things that I believe in, the meditation and spirits and things like that. And I've held myself back from telling those things to a few of my friends because I thought they're going to think I've lost it. Like, they don't know this side of me because I've never brought it out. I've never mentioned it before. And I had a conversation with one of my friends, and she was telling me she'd gone to a medium, and she was, she found that her, I think it was her cousin who had passed, goes on vacations with her. And I'm thinking, I held myself back from having this deep conversation with her because I believed that she would judge me. And as it turns out, we're so much more alike than I ever realized, and she ever realized, and probably she was holding herself back to me.
Yeah. And so what did y'all miss out on by holding back who you authentically were?
Exactly.
There are memories that haven't been made that will be made now. But it is insane how we do that. Mm-hmm. And it's all of us on some level. it, on some level, we are, oh, I can't be fully me. I can just be a little bit of me right now.
Right.
And when we're around those people that embrace our woo, it's freeing. It's just like, I finally get to just relax and be me. And it's so easy.
Yeah. And that authentic us, that jewel, when we can find it, it is like there's nothing that can stop you. I really believe it. Like that's when you step into this next level of success on all levels, and I feel like that's the ultimate in happiness, when you can just be fully free.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wow. Well, I think we have covered some things to make us happy this week. I think we're out of time. But I think this week needs to be about polishing that stone and embracing that inner woo in front of people that we might not feel completely comfortable doing so with.
Love it.
That's a stretch.
It is, but exciting.
But very exciting, because we're going camping tomorrow for the weekend to our little town in Green, taking the camper out. We don't have 3 feet of snow here, so
yeah. So you can see. Okay.
In fact, it's like 78 degrees outside right now.
Oh boy.
So it'll be chillier tomorrow. But I will be with Paul, the kids, grandkids, and his parents and his sister and husband and their family. So they love me. I don't necessarily embrace my inner woo with them, but maybe I'm going to pull it off this weekend to see what happens.
Yeah. They can't divorce you.
They can't divorce me. Like at this point,
you're stuck.
I am family. They're stuck with me, and they love me. So I'll just kind of throw some stuff out there and see,
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Sandra. And I hope everyone has a fabulous week, and we will see you next week at the Happy Half Hour with Leigh and Sandra.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'll see you later.